Yeah, I'm looking good.
Oh boy, guys, I have a good one for you today. Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem Forever, to be exact. This game has had a hell of a reputation since it launched, even before it launched. This game is just super interesting. I'm really excited to cover this. When it launched, it was met with so much hate from critics, from players, your pet dog, Ruffles. He hates it. But before we dive into that, let's do a little bit of backstory. So when it came to gaming parental guidance, Mother Ty was actually pretty lenient with me. I got to play really whatever I wanted. GTA, I played it. Duke Nukem, I played it. Doom, I played it. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, I played the shit out of it. But it does mean I got to experience the king of outdated quips very early on in my youth. And I'm not saying that's why I'm so messed up, I'm just saying it's most certainly a factor. And my therapist thinks it's a good thing for me to do these sort of videos and express stuff like this, so there you go, Doc. I played the crap out of Duke Nukem 3D, as well as the Time to Kill sequel, and then the sequel to that, Land of the Babes, which it gave me some weird preteen thoughts, not gonna lie. But I've always had a soft spot for this generation too late, built like a brick house with an awful dye job, Duke Nukem. But the thing far more interesting than this guy screaming about his balls at these alien pig-looking motherfuckers. Wait, I just got why they're in police uniform. That's actually genius. No, what's more interesting is the development for Duke's most recent and possibly his last ever title, Duke Nukem Forever. Holding the title in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the longest development time ever for any video game. A staggering 15 years since the initial announcement to the Gearbox released finished product. This game is the definition of development hell, and it's a title that makes Miyamoto, you know, the man behind such video games as Plumber and Green Boy, just look like a liar. Granted, Gearbox took the reins in 2010. They just wanted to get this game launched, so they did just that. They rushed the game to shelves in 1 year. So yeah, the game is rough. Very rough around the edges. Even before the team was making the game, 3D Realms, who had the title before them, and still I guess kind of owns it, I don't know, there's a lot of legal battles going on between whoever owns Duke Nukem for some reason. It seems like this development team was working in someone's living room. I mean, these are official photos from the development. I mean, that's just some guy's kitchen. This is a AAA title, guys. What the fuck? Anyway, needless to say, the game launched and was met with absolute trash reviews. Critics hated this game. There was such quotes as the game was juvenile, it was bogged down with gratuitous nudity, constant swearing, fecal humor, and rampant misogyny. And for many, yes, this was too much, especially in the year 2011. But here's where I kind of differ to this point. Yes, we've moved on, but the beauty of Duke Nukem is that he's still that 90s persona. The joke isn't that we're laughing at these very gross jokes. It's that Duke finds it funny. Duke hasn't grown up. He hasn't matured with us. He's still stuck in his own time. And I think that's where the humor comes in. We're not laughing with Duke, we're laughing at his expense. But other than the writing, this game is bogged down with some glaring issues. It's very copy pasta level design. It's the classic too much brown and gray, which was very common in that year. And I'm not even gonna jump into the controls just yet because they are wonky. But my question is, we're now in 2021, a decade after this game launched. Memes are king now, so I want to know, is this game worth a playthrough? Or is Duke Nukem just a relic from the past and we should all just move on and forget? Or is there something here worth a 9-hour playtime? Well, strap in your strap on and let's kick some bubblegum or something. This is Duke Nukem Forever. First up, the plot. There isn't one. There's no joke here. Duke is just chilling after his big win against the aliens, living that good life, and they decide, you know what, actually fuck this blonde motherfucker. And they attack again. Duke stops them. That's it. There's no overlapping plot here. It's just the bad guys are back and Duke needs to go set it straight. They touch on the plot line a little bit from the original games about them needing the women to reproduce the aliens, but it's barely touched upon. It's definitely more just Duke and the alien just viciously flipping each other off. And everyone else in the vicinity is just collateral damage. It's great. We start the game at the end of Duke Nukem 3D fighting the final boss. I feel like Duke needs to see a doctor.
Sure taking your time there, Duke. You know what helps me? I like to think of the ocean. All that water, nice calm waves smashing into the shore.
Whoa, that water's cold. And deep, too.
What the hell do we do now?
So after that awkward encounter, I head over to this whiteboard and decide to do a bit of self-promotion.
Good plan, Duke. Oh, man. That is... I mean, I don't understand any of it, but I bet if I did, that guy over there would still have his arm. And at least one of his balls.
See, this guy gets it. And we head out and fight the boss. Now, this boss fight is very easy. You get a Devastator with 69 bullets, nice. And ammo's being dropped all around you. You just gotta strafe and shoot him. Gameplay's pretty simple. It's a first-person shooter. We have Ego, which is our health bar. It's the classic Halo recharge shield. You take some damage. Before you die, you hide behind cover. So yeah, most battles will boil down to you take damage, you hide, get your charge back, and then you go back out and fight just to get shot again and then have to camp. We defeat the dude and score a three-pointer. I don't know sports.
It's good.
And we cut forward to Duke actually playing the original 3D game, I guess. I'm not too sure how this correlates. But it seems like he's got a couple of women over and he's given them a very in-depth flute lesson. And yes, these girls are the Wholesome twins based off the Olsen twins. Again, yes, this was 2011. I'm going to point out now, most of the jokes do boil down to just, haha, sex. But it is juvenile, and I get why people didn't like this, but I find it hilarious. It's pretty funny. It's like if a child was writing jokes. It's brilliant. It makes you feel like the developers weren't writing a script for this game. It was just Duke Nukem. This is Duke Nukem's game. He wrote the script. There's boobs and butt. Let's just deal with it. Like I mentioned earlier, Ego is your health bar that regens. You can do stuff around the world that increases your ego.
Here's looking at you, kid.
This opening segment with Duke is actually really good. It's just him walking around his penthouse, sucking his own dick, giving himself a double thumbs up. If there was an award for loving yourself too much, Duke would definitely get it. Unfortunately, he gets an award for longest development time, but whatever. At least he wins something, right? Like, seriously, Duke, just take yourself on a date. Anyway, we head down the hotel to go do an interview on the Damn It's Late show, and I love this joke. It works so well. It's brilliant. On my way to the interview, I do think this encounter was bad, because this guy is definitely not talking about what he thinks he's talking about, and I was very confused. Like, does Duke Nukem go around killing ice hockey players?
Government for... Hey, Duke, did you see the report? Are those the same guys you fought back in the day?
The interview gets cancelled due to aliens coming down to Earth and going to wait in line at Duke Burger. Apparently this is big news. But hey, if we're not getting our spotlight, let's go back upstairs and see what's going on. After more nostalgia stroking, we head to the Duke cave. And the president is telling Duke not to engage, not this time. He's in discussions with the aliens and they're hoping to do this more diplomatically. But Duke is just like, fuck that shit, I want to kill aliens.
I won't see this opportunity for peace squandered. I know you don't like this, Duke.
I like this scene when you go into Duke's gym and the aliens are just working out. Like, aren't you guys trying to start a war? What the fuck? Anyway, Duke retaliates and we end up in the casino. You get shrunk down to Mini Duke, and this woman's into something I definitely can't say on YouTube. So yeah, kids, don't look it up, please.
So tiny. What the hell? I know right where I'd stick him. Sweet.
Anyway, we jump into this kid's RC car and we get the first of many driving segments in this game. These are littered throughout and god, they are awful. The controls are so bad. Like honestly, there's more grip on the blue tack I used to hold my coaster and that's been there for about 8 years. You're slipping and sliding, the jumps don't really work, and it's just not a fun experience. And I get it. At the time, a lot of games had 8 or 9 different mechanics, and none of them were finished. But I'm gonna point out, it's a first-person shooter. I don't want to be driving. Anyway, we travel through the casino, popping off aliens left, right, and center, and then the wholesome twins get kidnapped. Now, this actually really upsets Duke. Like, he gets pissed.
Not my babes. Not in my town. You alien motherfuckers are gonna pay for this.
God damn, dude, calm down. We meet up with the general who tells us the aliens are actually using the dam to suck up energy to create a portal to come through to our world. Duke disregards all of that information and just says, where are the women? We find out they're being held up at the Duke Dome. God fucking damn it. This guy's ego. So we head out to go save them. The developers throw a little bit of shade at Halo, you know, the better video game franchise.
Duke, we've got your green power armor over here and ready to go.
Power armor is for pussies.
Or is Duke actually Master Chief? We've never seen them in the same room. One Leroy Jenkins beam later, and we're fighting our second boss.
Watch out! Incoming!
Damn it, Leroy.
You have infinite ammo in this area through these crates, so the boss fight is super easy with the Battle Lord. I don't understand why. I guess just so you don't fall into a dead game with ammo. But it's just running to the crate, grabbing the rockets, going back, shooting the rockets, rinse and repeat 3 times, you win. After that, we climb through a drain, and this guy has a very odd relationship with his aunt.
Straight through the dome and down into the earth with all the shaking that's been going on.
Yep, thing had titties as big as my Aunt Brenda's.
Now what the hell were you doing looking at your aunt's tits?
Ain't no harm looking.
We show up on this crane and we have a little crane segment. It definitely bugged out for me. I don't know what happened here, but like the physics went wild. It genuinely scared me, not gonna lie. The crane crashes and we find the best gun in the game, the railgun. Then this instant kills most enemies, so definitely grab it. It makes encounters so much easier, and I use it pretty much the entire rest of the playthrough. We use some physics and break into the Duke Dome.
Have a taste of my ball.
This segment is super creepy, but far too dark. They're obviously trying to push the Duke vision they gave us at the start of the game, but the night vision in this game is so jarring. It's this bright blue light, which I get. That's what night vision is, usually green, but whatever. And it has these scan lines, and it just hurts my eyes to look at it. And for some reason, they thought it would be brilliant to put in this weird buzzing sound. Now, I was wearing a headset while I was playing this game, so the sound was literally in my skull. It generally gave me a migraine. Halfway through the level, I had to go into my settings and turn the brightness up. I was done with the night vision. I mean, look at this section here. When you walk in without the light on, these octopus creatures look so scary. You're like, what the fuck are they? Oh my god. But then you turn on the Duke vision, and it's like, oh, that's underwhelming. What a waste. Now, a lot of this area I can't show because we find a lot of women that have been captured in this. Just, there's boobs everywhere. I can't show it on YouTube, but we do catch up with the wholesome twins. They're not doing too great.
Looks like you're fucked.
Turns out the aliens have impregnated them, and you have a choice here. You either kill them yourself and not fight the aliens inside, or they burst and the aliens come out. It's actually really jarring and generally makes like a pit in your stomach. Like, Duke actually loved these women.
You little bastards. That queen bitch mother of yours is gonna pay.
Hey, look, wool titties.
Got milk?
After playing with that for about 2 hours, you finally head on to fight the chick from Total Recall. Very easy, just throw pipe bombs behind her, and then she's vulnerable, you shoot her with rockets. Easy stuff. We flip her off. We pass out and wake up in a strip club. Now, I assume Duke is dreaming in this segment. I literally can't show any footage from this area, because it's nothing but ass and titty. So I'm just going to replace it with Duke trying to delete his browsing history.
Oh.
I hate puzzles. Damn it. Damn it. piece of shit.
Hey, what's up with all the rubbish?
We wake up and crash land into Duke Burger. Now, this section is actually really creative. You get shrunk down and you have to basically just platform throughout the kitchen. So you're jumping from burger buns onto spatulas. It's really cool. Unfortunately, this segment doesn't last very long. Once you've done the platforming, you have a boss fight at the top of Duke Burger. You get a shrink gun, which makes it piss easy. And then we move on to a very boring segment. I went into this segment expecting it to be very Western, but it's not. There's a few sections we do get to go through like an old Western town, but they literally last a few seconds. The rest of it is just driving. And I hate the driving in this game. I did have one highlight though. When I was in this minecart, I crashed and it kind of glitched out. It was very trippy. I had to pause everything because I thought the recorder might be corrupted or my GPU might be getting fried. Anyway, a lot of driving later, we end up at the dam. We catch up with the president who's very pissed we've been going around killing the aliens that are killing everyone, and he runs away. I don't think the president has his COVID vaccine passport because he is very unsure about getting on this plane. Now here is where I have my biggest gripe with the game. I know I touched on the driving and I did not like that, but this section here, oh dear lord. So after that section, if the game carried on doing the formula it's already started, where it's just a new area, you mess around, do Duke stuff, another area, another area, another area, like doing zones, I would be very happy and I could sit here and tell you, you should go play this game. It's a fun little romp. But no, the dam is the last section of the game. It lasts 2 hours and then you have a boss fight and then credits. We're in the same area 2 hours? Like nothing but this. It's just gray. It's so boring. Nothing happened. There's a couple of funny deaths. There's one boss fight and an underwater section. I do like how in the underwater section, Duke follows Sonic logic. Not sure that's how breathing works. But yeah, you do that for 2 hours and then bam, we're at the final boss, guys. We did it. It's so bad. And this is a gripe I definitely have of this game. It's too repetitive at this section. I mean, meet up with the president who is definitely not doing too well in the negotiations. We have a pretty fun boss fight here. You only have a pistol, which we know doesn't work on bosses. So what you have to do is dodge the boss while these random enemies come in with rockets, kill them, take their rockets, and then you shoot the boss. While you're fighting the boss with the rockets, you have to avoid the enemies that are shooting you. It's pretty good. It gets very intense. Anyway, we slap him up, and we get a very cop-out ending. Turns out the president set up a nuke. It blows up near Duke. The game's like, oh, was he killed in action? Is Duke dead? Will he return? Yes, actually. We get a Marvel post-credit scene. He wants to run for president, and he pieces out.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna run for president. Hail to the king, baby.
That's it. Credits roll. What the fuck? Yeah, it's so rushed, and after the western area where you crash into the dam, this whole section feels tacked on. I guess, yeah, Gearbox had 1 year, but god, this is awful. Anyway, turns out that's not the end. 8 months later, Gearbox released DLC for this game, named The Doctor Who Cloned Me, which continued the story from the original vanilla game. Now, after the backlash that Duke Nukem got when it released forever, I'm very surprised they committed to DLC. But they released it, so I'm gonna play it. So here we go, The Doctor Who Cloned Me. We get what I assume is a nod to Call of Duty Black Ops.
What the hell? Where am I?
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
And find out that the Duke at the end of the game running for presidency was actually a clone. And we figure that out through this really creepy GIF. I don't know what it means. Turns out Dr. Proton, the big bad from the original Duke Nukem game, is back and he wants to build an army out of our boy Duke. And Duke is like, fuck that shit. The world is not ready for that much ego. So he heads out to stop him. I love this DLC, not gonna lie. It's just Duke doing Duke things while killing cyborgs and aliens. I wanted the whole vanilla game to be like this. If it was, it would have been worth, well, not the full retail price, but at least half. Though this section here can suck my balls of steel. You have to jump between these elevators and you clip into them and fall through. I died the most here out of any time in the game. It's ridiculous, but it is worth it. Because after that section, we get to pretend to be a Duke bot. And it's just amazing. Look at the highlights. I can't even describe it.
Oh, love the hair. Damn, I'm looking good. No, I'm looking good. I'm looking good too. Come get a little if you want it. Holy moly. Alon. Always bet on Duke.
Verlass euch auf den Duke.
Faut toujours miser sur Duke. Scommetti sempre sul Duca.
Duke es apuesta segura.
Anyway, we end that section with another shameless plug by me. And we watch some porn with our Duke bros.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Head off to defeat Proton. It's relatively easy. After snapping his neck, we find out the aliens are doing shit on Mars, and Duke is just like, fuck that noise. And we escape on a school bus. And I'm pretty sure Duke is steering this with like sheer force of will, because there is no steering wheel. Before we head up to the moon, there is this segment just like the strip club that I can't show off because of titty. You're at this whorehouse called the Burning Bush, and you have to do like random tasks here just like in the strip club. But I can't show it, so here you go.
Hey there, hot stuff.
If you made it into the vault, I would have let you in. So, what are you doing in... Okay, can we please not start this again?
Anyway, on the motherfucking moon, you get to mess around in zero gravity, and for some reason, this jump I can't do. I tried it several times. You have to ramp off this rock and land across the gap. I tried boosting before the ramp. I tried boosting after. I tried boosting at like mid-air when I don't think that does anything. I had to cheese it and go up this rock here. I am 100% sure this is not how you're supposed to do it, but I don't know what I was doing wrong. We're here. We meet the Queen Alien. And you defeat her by driving your car into a tow, ramping up into her vagina, unbirthing Duke.
Sweet.
And then 1v1ing the alien's ovaries on Rust, snipers only.
My guts. Let's see what they look like.
Only in Duke Nukem. What the fuck am I doing? We save the day and get all the women that are trapped on the moon base. The credits roll for a second time on our boy Duke, and possibly the last time ever. Phew, that was exhausting. God damn. What a fucking weird campaign. Despite its obvious shortcomings and the lowbrow, borderline offensive humor in this game, I think it's funny. It's a spoof. It's a spoof game. It's a meme that took 15 years to craft. And was it worth it? No, of course not. 15 years. That's insane. That's almost half my lifespan. It's not worth it. But for a game you can pick up for next to nothing online, it's definitely worth a romp. My issue with today's climate in games is they take themselves so seriously. Look at Last of Us and Last of Us 2. They're great games, don't get me wrong, but they're so serious, it gets exhausting. I want games like Duke Nukem and Shadow Warrior to come out and just have fun. That's what Duke Nukem was. Duke Nukem was never a serious game. It was just batshit insane and poking fun at itself constantly. I'd describe this as if the Wayne brothers made a video game like those scary movies. Like, it's just a spoof. I love it. I would love to see someone take one last attempt at the Duke. Give him that Doom 2016 love and support. But keep it juvenile, keep him in the 90s. Maybe have the world move on. Have the world fed up of Duke. He is a relic of the past. Give up on it, but keep him as he is, super egotistical. I think it's a great series. There could generally be a good reboot out of this. There's been talks for years now, but just like Forever, it's taken too goddamn long for someone to commit to something. So yeah, if you've got the time, if you've got 8 to 9 hours to play through the game and its DLC, if you get it super cheap, it is worth it. But no, full retail price when it launched, yeah, I was pissed back then. Not pissed now though. Thank you for watching, guys. That's been my playthrough / review of Duke Nukem Forever. I hope you enjoyed it. It was interesting. I genuinely enjoyed making this video. So if you want to show some support, if you've made it this far into the video, please drop a like. Give me a comment. Did you play Duke Nukem? Do you still rate him? And do you want to see more videos from me? The Git. The guy in the tie. I guess I can plug my Twitch again. I've done it throughout the whole video, so I'll just do it again now. Hey, look. I stream. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.